They certainly are, and the teams have an extra bit of information. They would have seen those races, someone would have reported back, and anything could happen here. It's Manchester against London. Can the Londoners save something for the Capital Cruise after that disappointment? Greg and Nick, tell us all.
Thank you, Craig. How about this as a mode of transport? SS Great Britain, perhaps Bristol Harbour's most famous resident. Isambard Kingdom Brunel's floating wonder, the great Victorian engineer, most advanced steamship in the world when it was first launched here in the mid-19th century. That's celebrating its 175th birthday this week. It's now a museum, attracts over 200,000 visitors a year. Took 60 days, Greg, to take British emigrants to Australia. 60 days to complete the passage from Liverpool to Melbourne. It'll be slightly quicker for this lot to travel 350 metres from the start down to us here at the finish.
Well, these are high-speed rowing machines, as we see the crews lined up here. And you can see they're just sitting relaxed there, just waiting in the water, because there's a real bump on the water. You can see the waves just moving around there, and they just want to focus in now in their cruise.
Here are the teams. Manchester, Team Orange, winning a place in the boat. Didn't come easy. Hugely competitive process, real buzz around the team. Keen as well to use this as a chance to develop rowers and coaches and coxes. For London, all but one of them, part of the Imperial College boat, who dipped their oars in the Thames off Putney Embankment just upriver from the start of the boat race. This isn't the Thames, however. This is Bristol Harbour, and it's just 350 metres behind one of these two crews and Glory.
Attention. Go.
Manchester in the orange, top of the screen. London in turquoise on that right hand side. Manchester training on the River Dee in Chester since April. London very happy to dub themselves the one-day wonders. They got in a boat for the first time together this morning.
Yeah, well, the London crew have trained earlier on in the year. They raced for Imperial College. They came third in the head of the river race. That's racing over 4.5 miles. This is racing over 350 metres. What's going to happen now is how well can they handle these conditions here in these docks, where it gets a little bit bumpy in the second half of the race.
Amy Gibson, that stroke, the interloper, the only rower not from Imperial. Part of their challenge today, they reckon, trying to forget all they've ever learned about pacing yourself over 2,000 metres, pull hard, keep the rate up, go for glory.
And there's a togetherness about the Manchester crew, and I think the Manchester crew, although they were dropped off the start, have started to move now in the second half. I think London have got it at the moment. It's a question about whether the Manchester crew can come back, and unfortunately they just got a little wobble there, and I think it just cut their progress just as they started to look like they might be able to come back.
Yeah, London in the turquoise, crossed the line first, and it is they who will take their place in the semi-finals. It was a critical final 20-30 metres.
Yeah, just as Manchester looked like they had some momentum. They had a little wobble, maybe just caught a wave, and it just pushed the boat from side to side. That would have killed the run. And the thing is, Heather said it earlier, there's a lot you do to accelerate this boat. What you've got to do is make sure you don't slow it down as well. And unfortunately, just slowed down a little bit, and that little bit of inefficiency cost them.
So we have our first semi-finalist amongst the women's crews, and it is London.
Neat and tidy wins the day there, Heather. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as it's got a bit more choppy, the fact that this crew here have trained together and raced together a bit more, it showed a little bit with their neatness in the choppy water.
Sorry, I'm going to take you out with that buoy. Let me pop it over there for a second. I'll reach my arm over. Well, a lovely race there. Neat and tidy, and you look pretty solid.
Yeah, came what we wanted to do. It's a short race, margins like that, what makes or breaks it.
Bearing in mind you do have a semi-final, but let us into your tactics. What were you thinking?
So we know Tideway are a strong crew. We're just going to go out there and give it our best shot. So 350, just hard start, one for the finish.
What do you do now? Because actually, I'm going to give me your hand there for a second. Let's work this out here. You pop up there. How you doing? Sorry, Heather. I'll be back to you in a second. Hi. How are you? What do you do now? You're going to stay out in the water because it's not long to the semi-final. You're going to try to stay one?
Yeah, I think we're going to try and stay on, try and do a few more bursts, get ready for the next round.
How was it? Because you seem pretty healthy after that one. You're not blowing.
It was quite ragged. It's not nice water out here, but it was good fun. Yeah.